Hello, this is Shay Jackson with Hype Math. In today's 5th grade video, we will be reviewing rounding decimals. Let's get started. Remember, 5th graders, you can find magic wherever you look. Sit back and relax. All you need is a book. Dr. Seuss. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you can receive alerts when we upload new math and reading videos. We will be using our 5th grade math review workbook in this video. It is available for purchase in our store. The link will be in the description box. We also have our 5th grade reading review workbook that is available for purchase as well. That link will be in the description box also. Let's dive into rounding decimals. In order to round decimals, we must determine what the rounding digit is and then look to the right of that digit. If the digit to the right is 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, do not change the rounding digit. All the digits that are on the right-hand side of the requested rounding digit become 0. However, if the digit is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, the rounding digit rounds up by one number. All the digits that are on the right-hand side of the requested rounding digit will become 0. Let's look at some examples. In this example, we are rounding 7.85 to the 10th place. Okay, so our rounding digit is the 8, but we must look at the digit on the right-hand side to decide or determine if the value stays the same or if it rounds up 1, okay? And when we look to the right-hand side, we see that beside that 8, there is a 5. And we know with the rounding rules that if the digit is a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, the rounding digit rounds up by one number and all of the other numbers to the right-hand side become 0 or they just drop off. So 7.85 rounded to the 10th place becomes 7.9. Let's look at some more examples. Number 1, we are going to round 3.389 to the ones place. 2, we are going to round 3.389 to the hundredths place. 3, we are going to round 0.66667 to the nearest thousandth. 4, we are going to round 8.125 to the nearest 10th place. 5, we are going to round 5.725 to the ones place. Number 6, a calculator display reads 2.7142857. We are going to round this number to the nearest thousandth place. So let's look at our examples. For number 1, we are rounding 3.389 to the ones place. There's a 3 in the ones place value. In order to determine what we need to round, what that 3 will become, will it stay the same or will it round up, we must look to the number that is immediately to the right. For the number that's in the ones place, the number that is immediately to the right is another 3 in the 10th place. Since it is a 3, we know based on our rounding rules that the value does not change and everything else to the right of it becomes 0. So 3.389 rounded to the ones place is either 3 or 3.0. Number 2, we are rounding 3.389 to the hundredths place. We know that the 8 is in the hundreds place, so that's our rounding digit. We are going to look at the number that's immediately to the right, and we see that that is a 9, and it's highlighted for you so that you can follow along and have a visual. Based on our rounding rules, we know that the 8 needs to round up because 9 is greater than 5. So now 3.389 rounded to the hundredths place is 3.39. Let's move to number 3. We are rounding 0.66667 to the nearest thousandth place. We see that the rounding digits, that's the number that is in red and underlined, that's our rounding digit. We are going to look immediately to the right, and we see that there's a 6 to the right hand side. Because the 6 is 5 or more, the rounding digit, which is our 6, rounds up, and everything else to the right of it is 0, or it's not a part of the number anymore. So our answer is 0.667. Let's look at number 4. We are rounding 8.125 to the nearest 10th place. The 1 is in the 10th place. We have it red and underlined so that we can focus on what our rounding digit is. We are going to look to the right hand side to see, is our value going to stay the same or is it going to round up? Because the 2 is highlighted, is less than 5, the 1 stays the same, and all the numbers after our rounding digit become 0 or they drop off. So our answer is 8.1. Let's move to question number 5. We are rounding 5.725 to the ones place. We are going to look and see what our rounding digit is. It is in red and underlined. It's at 5. We are going to look to the right to the number in our tenths place to see, is our number going to stay the same or will it round up? Because 7 is greater than 5, the number in the ones place, which is a 5, will round up. So our answer is 6 or 6.0. Last one. A calculator display reads 2.7142857 round to the nearest thousand. We know that the 4 is in the thousandths place. It's in red and underlined. In order for us to determine what the value will be, we need to look immediately to the right, to the 2, which is highlighted. Since that 2 is less than 5, the value 4 stays the same. So our answer is 2.714. And that is how you round decimals. Let's look at some problems that are in the Math Review Workbook. Again, it's the 2020 STAR Test Math Review Workbook. The link to purchase the workbook will be in the description box. Number 11 says, Mr. Avalos has 9.375 liters of paint. What is this number rounded to the nearest hundredth? F 9.40, G 9.38, H 9.37, J 9.47. The first question we need to ask ourselves is, what are we looking for? This, of course, is an important question because it will determine everything else we collect in order to solve this problem. We are looking for the number 9.375 rounded to the nearest hundredth. What information can help us find the answer? The information that can help us find the answer is that the decimal being rounded is 9.375 and it is being rounded to the nearest hundredth place. How do we solve this problem? Okay, and we're going to use the same method we did in our examples. We are going to highlight what our rounding digit is. That's the 7. It's red and underlined. And in order for us to determine what the value will be, will it stay the same? Will the 7 stay the same, or will it round up? We need to look immediately to the right at the 5. Do you remember what the rounding rule is if the number to the right-hand side of the rounding digit is 5 or more? Based on that rule, let's look at our answers so that we can determine what the correct answer is. Okay, what is our correct answer? If you said G, you are absolutely correct. 9.38 is the correct answer. In looking at 9.375, we know that the 7 is in the hundredths place. We have to look immediately to the right at the 5. Since the number is 5 or more, the rounding digit rounds up one number. So the 7 becomes an 8, and everything after that drops off or becomes a 0. So our answer is 9.38. Let's move to our next problem. Number 12. A computer rounded the number 129.257 to the nearest hundredth. What is this number rounded to the nearest hundredth? A, 100, B, 129.30, C, 130, D, 129.26. And what's our important question? What are we looking for? We are looking for the number 129.257 rounded to the nearest hundredth. What information can help us find the answer? The information that can help us find the answer is the number 129.257, and we are rounding it to the nearest hundredth place. How do we need to solve the problem? We're going to use the same method we did with the previous problem and the previous question and also our examples. We are highlighting what number is in the hundredth place. That is our rounding digit, and we see that that is a 5. We are going to look immediately to the right of the 5, and that's highlighted. It is the 7. We have to remember the rule. Okay, with the 7, does the 5 stay the same or does it round up? Based on that information, what is my correct answer? Is it A, 100, B, 129.30, C, 130, or D, 129.26? What do you think? If you said D, you are absolutely correct. Because 7 is 5 or more, our rounding digit, which is the 5, is rounded up. So our answer is 129.26. And that is it for all of our questions dealing with rounding decimals. Remember, you can purchase our 5th grade math review workbook and also our 5th grade reading workbook in our store. The links will be in the description box. This is Shay Jackson with Hype Math. I will talk to you soon.